And this is black and white. But when it comes to the paper and pen and the law, guess what, Trump? The law. We know you've been wrong, but you don't have the facts to prove it. And this group don't have the facts to prove it, so all we got to do is, like you said, this is the council that started everything. That means we got to start standing up. So all I'm saying is I appreciate everybody. We just can't lay down on this. Because look, if we lay down on this, our kids going to be in trouble. We already in trouble. And that's what I'm saying. It hurts me to see. First, I'd just like to introduce myself. My name is Rickey Thompson. I was the former Justice Court Judge of the 4th District, the first black elected Justice Court Judge in Lee County. And we did have a lot of issues that we was dealing with here in Lee County. And being as one of the most active judges in the community, let people know about their rights, how they've been violated, stuff like that. I always wanted to educate them so their rights wouldn't be violated, anything like that. And then we came to the issue probably about 2 years ago where I ran for a re-election, and I won election despite beating 6 opponents and stuff like that. We went with an issue with the Supreme Court. They denied my appeal. They didn't want to hear what was going on. And I had to face the board, what we call the judicial performance. And they govern the ethics of the judges and stuff like that. So we went before the board, done what we had to do, and they made a motion 2-1 to have me removed from office. But it didn't come until really after election. It was probably 2 years prior to that. It was always been a steady issue of Judge Thompson doing this. So back in, I think, 2014, I was first headed to judicial performance. Then it came to a head in 2015 when I was moved from the office. But before that, prior to that, I won the election, like I said, with 6 folks in the election. Then 2 days later, after I won the election, they wouldn't allow me to run for re-election. So we petitioned the federal court and we petitioned the Supreme Court due to the statute that does not have the clarity saying that if a judge can run again if he's been removed from office. So we still in battle for that. The big issue that started the callous thing is they always say you do have the right to vote and stuff like that, but the people who voted overwhelmingly to vote for me to get me back in office out of 61. Normally you have a runoff election, but the people had enough confidence in me to give me an opportunity to run for office again, despite what was going on, what was in the media and stuff like that, portraying me as not being one of the fairest judges around here, just misconduct in office. But I'm the one that post and wasn't allowed to vote. So this is how the callous started. They always said your right to vote is the most basic thing that everybody want to have the process. So we had this group started, Concerned Citizens for Justice, to get everything together to get this kicked off. So I rallied with the community and stuff like that, and they still rallied behind me. We probably about 3.5 years into this thing, and we got to go back to federal court. So I just cut it off right there and just we'll add some more to it, but we'll get it together sooner or later. And we still asking support of the community to let them know that how important the right to vote is and how important to stand up when the people vote, that they listen to the people. It's supposed to be the voice of the people, but here in Lee County, we did not get that justice that we really needed. So this is what this is all about. If they say we have the right to vote, we should have the right to vote and elect who we want to elect. But however, due to the system that we have now, as you say, the criminal justice system, the election system, you have people that step in place that have the little snares that say, you don't qualify, but that's not the will of the people. So the will of the people is they wanted me to come back and serve as a judge for the 4th District. And this is what we hear about, and this is what we're still fighting about. Your right to vote, and let you know that your vote is very important. And that's not right. That's right. Everybody down there for a reason, but they're just doing that. So this is why we're here. And this is what we fight about. So let's not lose focus. Yeah, I'm on the part of the picture, but the big picture is, you see that little girl sitting right there? That's going to be the big picture down the road.